Oh, life. Okay. Hey, my Legion. How you all doing today? I'm here today to review the latest docu-series from Netflix about Jerry Springer, the Jerry Springer Show. Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action. That's what it's called. Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action. It's only a two-part docu-series, which surprises me because the show was on for like, they said 91, but then in the show it said 92, but um, I agree. It said 91, 91 till 2018. It was on for a long, long time. And I thought they'd cover more items, but I mean, the guy summed it up at the very end, you know. And I wanted to talk to you about, tell you about my personal history with the show. First of all, I just review the show itself. They talk about the producer, the guy who produced the show and created it. Well, they were talking about Jerry Springer first, and they said this guy was going to come down. The mayor of Cincinnati, Jerry Springer, and he was like the mayor says, and he also was like a newscaster. He was in news. He was in the media. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I hope. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. I hope you have a nice evening too, my friend. Hey, how you doing, Martin? How you doing, buddy? And well, anyways, he said he was coming to Chicago to start a TV show, a daytime talk show. Now I remember back in the day in the '80s, it was pretty much like Donahue and Oprah Winfrey. I think they had a couple other ones. I mean, they had Will Schreiner, I think his name was, had a show, but I could never get it. Cause we just had antenna TV. Uh, I mean, I was able to get a little bit. I mean, it was like on a UHF channel. I remember they had what was it? That guy Joe Bob Briggs was on there, and he was talking about stuff like "I Spill on Your Grave." And they showed a clip from that, and then like Shame in the Jungle before I ever saw the movie. Yeah, I know. That's probably there weren't many more. Yeah, I know. They had the Steve Wilkos show, and all that guy did was just yell at people. I was surprised too. I was surprised there weren't more episodes of the Jerry Springer docuseries. There's only 2 episodes, and it covered such a big span of time, and it was such an unusual show. And back in the early '90s, there were shows like Sally Jesse. And Joan Rivers had a show, but I never really watched it because I was in the Army. I missed a lot of the episodes of it. I saw Vicki Lawrence had a show. I never really showed. Jane Pauley had a show. That was later on. But whenever Jerry Springer started to show the first 2 years, most people don't remember this because they remember mostly for the fights and stuff on his show and how outrageous it was. But back when it was still kind of outrageous. But back in the day, it was just like Sally Jesse referee. It was just like a regular talk show. Would he have a crowd of people? He'd just walk down and ask questions and stuff. But they had some different things. They had like public access. They talked about these guys. It's supposed to be like some outrageous public access show. I remember they talked about they boiled a lobster live on TV, and people were upset. They had Gigi Allen was on there. They had Peter Steele from Typo Negative was on there. And Jerry Springer said his worst show was the one from that show where like guys were acting like babies and stuff. And they had a porn star, Lee Carroll, was on there. And I remember a guy threw a diaper at Jerry Springer and said, "You're a big doo-doo head." And it was pretty bad. It was a bad show. But after that, it was on for like two seasons like that, just doing regular stuff. And then this guy came in that was in tabloid TV. And he got with Jerry Springer, and he decided to make it really outrageous. Like, he wanted to make it like a show, like say if you're channel surfing, that would be interesting to see with the sound off. And then it got more outrageous, like, they show like a girl said, "I like not wearing clothes" or something like that. Very attractive, blurred out. And they had some really outrageous stuff. And then eventually they started having fighting on the show. And they said that we're going to have a show. We want it to be really good. Well, I mean, Jerry Springer, the original format of Jerry Springer wasn't that great. I guess it was moved. They were moving to like late night, like 2 in the afternoon. But I remember when I saw it, it used to be on like right after Sally Jesse at 11 o'clock, I think. And he wanted to make it more outrageous. And they said there was no way they were going to beat Oprah Winfrey because she was like the queen of talk shows and stuff. And then he started doing more of the fighting and stuff and more outrageous stuff. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, a couple of ones I had weren't that great, but the last one I had was fantastic. So I think it all depends on who makes it. Yeah, I agree, buddy. And then, I mean, they had like some outrageous shows, including the most infamous one where the guy married a horse. And that caused a lot of controversy. I remember it was supposed the guy married a horse, and there was other people had a relationship with their animals, whatever. And a lot of TV stations would not show that one. I mean, a lot of people were mad, and a lot of TV stations would show that one, including ours didn't show that one. I think it was on Fox 66 because it was on NBC, the NBC affiliate, Channel 12, and then it moved to Fox 66. They wouldn't show that episode. A lot of people wouldn't show it. Some stations did, but not many did. And it wasn't until like years and years later I finally saw it, maybe on YouTube or whatever. I can't remember, but I did see it finally. He had an affair with this horse, like a little pony. Something he said, "Name means name." It was really a strange show. And then after that, they started saying it was trash TV. And then they had there was a lot of fighting in there, and then there was like this big he's brought before court about the violence on the show and stuff like that. It shouldn't be allowed on the air, and he had a big court hearing. And I think they said, they gave him like a city of Chicago and stuff, and that happened. And then still stuff happened, and then eventually it got so big it started beating out Oprah Winfrey. And then Oprah Winfrey trashed Jerry Springer, saying it was like a circus. It wasn't really a daytime talk show. He ended up taking the crown from Oprah Winfrey, and they said whenever that happened, the shows were fun. The one producer, and they said whenever the shows got to the number one status, they had to keep it there. I love the McRib. It does get too much hate. Hot chicken tent. I've done those a long time. Yeah, I've done the KFC hot chicken one a while back. It was good. Yeah. Oh, Buffalo Ranch. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, they banned it. Yeah, they did. They did ban it, Gladys. Anyways, they're talking about how it was tough keeping out number one. And then there was an episode where they had this one lady trying to get back with her husband. And they were divorced, and then this other girl said I had an affair with the guy. And then that was the infamous episode that ended up being a murder, that him and his girlfriend ended up killing that one lady. And they had the son of the lady that got killed on the show. And after that, the show kind of changed. And then Jerry Springer, there was a thing when he got in an affair with two of the porn stars that were on the show. And he apologized to everybody. And there were photos of the affair. And they didn't think he did that, though, because they said Jerry Springer's a nice guy. He wouldn't do that. But I guess he did do that. And there was an affair on the show. And pretty much after that goes about the trial of the people who died, about the guys who killed that one lady. And after that, he said, after that, people just wanted to fighting. And after a while, the spark just left the show. And one guy eventually left in 2008. And I think it just seemed like it was ended up being too fake. And they showed that they were rehearsing the guests, getting really, really angry. So when they came out, they'd be yelling and screaming and stuff. It showed them how they act. Hi, Darnell. Tell them how to act, how to, getting upset, very upset with the other people. And then, they said to fight. And then what happened was there was I guess they had two people from Boston. They had a fan from Boston come in. I guess they threw I got to find the thing. They faked the fight on the show, and Jerry Springer was pissed. He said there was he threw a punch, and it obviously missed the guy, and the guy went back, and Jerry Springer was pissed at the episode. Because usually there's They showed like a little like triangle, like from Ohio to Kentucky and stuff like that. Like the one segment they get most of the people, like small town folk, and they're not used to like the big city. And what they would promise them when they would fly them down, they would treat them like kings. They'd get them really drunk and messed up. I think everything, yeah, it did make the viewers uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable. It was creepy. It was creepy. And they were taking on town. I think all expenses paid, I think. However, like when that one lady left the show, they ended up getting killed. They said, we're not going to give you your ticket back to Florida, wherever she came from. And then she actually left anyways. Or no, or she said something like, you guys lied to me, you didn't tell me the truth. And she left. She went to the bus stop, and she didn't have any money, and some good Samaritan gave her a bus fare to go back to Florida. But I mean, a lot of times they said if you don't do the show, we won't give you a transportation back to your town or wherever you live at, which is kind of messed up. But they have like a limousine pick them up. It's all limousine stuff. They're just like, they never seen anything like that. All expenses paid. It was like manipulation on the show. And but it got to the point where it's just so manufactured. It looked so fake. There was a while when the fighting was real, but after a while, it just wasn't that good anymore. It wasn't good. I mean, every so often, I know, like on Thanksgiving, they would have like a big Thanksgiving meal out there, and there would just be a big food fight between people fighting on there. And then Christmas time, they'd have like a reunion show. They have like a tear-jerker reaction show. Well, they're supposed to get the snack back. They're supposed to get the snack wraps back sometime this year. I don't know when, in a month or two. They're supposed to get them back, though. I love those snack wraps. I mean, those are the best, because the chicken snack wraps are pretty much just plain Jane. I liked what KFC did with them. They put a twist on putting like coleslaw or like spicy mac and cheese in. That was interesting. And I love what McDonald's did with them back in the day. They had these real elaborate ones with different flavors and stuff, different ingredients and sauce and stuff. And the more you get down to it, the better it got. Those are fantastic. Hopefully they'll bring those back. I think they're supposed to, Anyways, with my experience, I mean, and then at the end of the show, the one guy said he ended up leaving. His dad was ashamed of him for being in the show, and his dad used to be a set designer, I think, for Saturday Night Live, and he was the guy that played that classic episode, that classic skit with John Belushi doing William Shatner on Star Trek. That one guy played Sulu, I think was his dad. And his dad said, his dad hated him. I mean, I guess he said, like, what I did was television. What you did is trash. It's crap. It's nothing. And that guy ended up quitting. And then that guy that helped create the show quit in 2008 as well. Like I said, the show went downhill. I've tried watching it before. I mean, it just wasn't as good, because I remember back in the day watching the old show, and they had like Peter Steele on it and stuff like that. But it was more like a regular talk show. But they had some controversial stuff on there. They had some weird stuff on there. I remember like watching, like, when in Germany, they have like the Armed Forces Network. They'd have like, oh, I know. Well, they had more. I think it had more different flavors. And hopefully they'll have the ones I remember. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, what was I saying? Well, they had some controversial issues, episodes in there, and then, like I said, switched they got to fight. Some of those fighting were really intense, and they did hit each other until the court hearing they had, and then it kind of changed. And then after the murder, it kind of changed. It just wasn't. It just seemed really fake after a while, and I just stopped watching. And then I got canceled in 2018, but it lasted a long time. I remember they used to have like fights, and then they like ring a ding, 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 ding whenever they do that. all that all the stuff seems so fake, you know. But I got to the point where all they wanted to see was the fighting, and it just got stale. And I remember TV Guide rated it the most, the worst show on TV. And the guy that ended the show, ended the series, it was only 2 episodes, said like, yeah, most of the people just want to talk about the thing with the animals and then the murder, and that's it. And then end credits, roll credits, and that's it. And that's how the show ended. It was very good. I liked it. I thought it was fascinating. The second episode especially moved lightning fast. The first one may drag like a little bit, teeny tiny bit, but I mean, it was really good. I give it like a 10 out of 10. Perfect show. Now, let me tell you about my history with Jerry Springer. Like I said, back on channel, the affiliate, like I said, I used to watch some of the shows. There was Jane Whitney, Sally Jesse, Jerry Springer, and then they had that one girl, who hosted Inside Edition? She had a talk show too. Inside Edition host. Let's see. I can't remember her name. She had a show too. I used to watch that. I know. I said Jane Pauley had one. I didn't really watch that. I know Vicki Lawrence had one. I didn't really watch that one. Deborah Norville had a show. I used to watch that at 12:30. She did a thing about moshing. I remember they had a controversy about like the Body Count album with Ice-T on there with Cop Killer. And I know they had Maury Povich and Montel Williams. I watched some of them. I didn't watch all of them. Maury Povich was just about the baby daddy thing, you know. I watched that stuff. I kind of got bored with that. Montel Williams, I never really watched him. I never watched someone drove by and honked. Thank you. Ricky Lake, yeah, Jenny Jones, yep. I never even watched Ricky Lake that much. I knew Ricky Lake from she was in Hairspray, and then she was in the movie called Skinner, which I did watch about Skinner. She was in a horror movie called Skinner, and I did watch that original Hairspray. That was the very first John Waters movie I ever watched. Anyways, and a bunch of crazy. Getting ahead of myself. Let me get a drink of water. Like I said, the one episode I wish you were talking about, they did an episode when they were doing the fighting and stuff. Oh, hi, Estrella. That's better. I just needed the water. I was talking too much. That dry throat. They had an episode of Shock Rock. One of my favorite episodes. I wish you were talked about, though. They had El Duce from the Mentors in there. They had other girls that were doing like live whippings and stuff on stage, like live domination, were playing their music. I think, and then they had Guar on there, and that was a big episode. I guess I remember seeing like an episode in the paper when their Ragnarok came out, and they said that Jerry Springer is going to be in the audience filming for that show that I think it was Ohio, in Ohio. Guar played there, and then he was on the episode. They just showed him going in. They brought him on stage. They put him in the World Maggot, you know, and he crawled through it. That's all. And they said, all kids don't want your parents to see you. Make sure you hide your faces. But they didn't really show the crowd. They showed the band performing. They had Guar on there, and they had like this little kid that loved the band. They had like green hair and stuff. And his mom said, why do you guys have to be so naked? Why do you guys have to be so naked? And I was like, I'm sorry. Like that. It was really funny. I mean, they really played to the crowd. It was a great episode. That one didn't have any fighting in it, you know. And that was a wonderful episode. I wish they would talk about it. They didn't talk about that. And then later on, I used to watch Talk Soup. And there was an episode with one of the members from Guar, the female, Sylvester Hyman, or Daniel Stamp. I'm friend with her. I'm friend with her on Facebook, right? Friend with her on Facebook, and she's with her boyfriend. I think they were like, there was some other black couple, and they called him, she called him like puritanical pilgrims or something like that. He said, well, pilgrim this MFer. And then, you know, they started fighting and stuff. I never saw the episode till way later because I missed that episode. but I saw it on Talk Soup, so I knew the episode existed. That one had fighting in it, but the original Guar Shock Run did not. Aw, sweet. I got another message. Everything's going so slow. Oh, what happened to My Name? Oh, cool. I gotta watch that. The one thing with, my John sent me a message. What happened to My Name Is Earl? That was a show. It was a big. What really frustrated me with My Name Is Earl, they had like a two-parter. I begged, oh no, it's okay. Had to call your son, see if no, that's fine, Darnell, that's fine. I don't know how much longer. I'm only gonna be on for a little bit. At 8:00, I have a live premiere. So if you want to see, I have a live premiere of the Lux uh dinner meal, or the Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell. It's not a super long video though, but I thought I'd premiere it. And then tomorrow I have a long premiere. I have with no filler in it. I don't have no filler in this one, no filler in the other one. This one, the Taco Bell one's only like 6 minutes maybe. And then tomorrow it's almost 15 minutes, but it's a detailed thing of the Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, burnt ends, pork burnt ends dinner, frozen dinner. That'll be tomorrow at 8:00 premiere. And then I'm premiering the Taco Bell $7 Lux Cravings box, the new one for 2025. I know. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Anthony, my baby? But like I said, with like the band, they never talked about Guar being on there, because the one guy said, well, they were going to talk about how the show started and stuff. But pretty much that one guy said, yeah, most people just want to hear about the one with the guy who married his horse, and then the court trial, and maybe a little bit of fighting, and that's it, roll credits. And that's how the show ended. Both episodes were like not even a full hour. One was 49 minutes, one was 48 minutes. I know the second episode went by like a bullet. The first episode may have dragged a little teeny tiny bit, but it's very fast there. I love the show. I didn't know they were that much of they were that big of a dicks to those people, and they said like they never called back to check up on anybody or anything like that. It was just for the show. Because there's people that I remember, there's people that were on there saying like, I was on the show that I thought they'd help me out. They didn't help me out at all. And I said Jerry didn't really care. He was just there for the interview and stuff. And it was just about the whole spectacle of them fighting and stuff. That's all the show was. Yeah. And my baby, yeah, Tam, my baby. But the one thing about that was, what was I going to say? Nah, I got thrown off. Like I said, I got canceled after a while, but I stopped watching. I might have watched every so often, but it wasn't like it was before. And then Steve Wilkos, one security guy, had his own show, and all he did was yell at people. That's all he did. That show got higher ratings on IMDb than the Jerry Springer one. Jerry Springer got 3.8, and Steve Wilkos got a 5. But I think Jerry Springer just ran out of steam. It wasn't fresh anymore. I used to always watch that show. And the Shock Rock one, I remember I heard that he was going to be on in a thing with Guar, and then it just came out. All of a sudden, I'm glad I saw it. Like it took forever, because I thought it'd be on like a week or two. But it was like, I don't know, 6 months later that show was on there. And that was whenever they released the Ragnarok album, They had this on Jack Your World with the ITAM with the World Maggot on it. Anyways, I liked the show. I thought I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was a great show. It just dropped on Netflix. Yeah, it was really cool. I liked it. Let's see. Something happened. So, that's it. I thought the show was great. But, it had, like, humble beginnings, so it was like any other talk show. And then, like, all of a sudden, it just changed. It went to switch to another network, Fox. I think it was on, like, 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning. And they said some shows showed like twice. They show like late at night and then early in the morning. The only show that I knew did that was Rush Limbaugh. Well, Rush Limbaugh did a show, and that was like the very first. Well, Mark, what's that political guy? Was it Mark Russell? Hold on. Mark Russell. I think it's Russell. But yeah, Mark, yeah, political satirist, I think that was him. Yeah. He would play the piano and stuff. I mean, as far as like political satire, well, it went to the extreme with Rush Limbaugh, but I remember Mark Russell used to have those specials on PBS he used to watch. And then when Rush Limbaugh came on the scene, I didn't really watch him. I only found out he was on Phil Donahue and everyone was booing him and stuff. And then his show got so popular, it was on like at noon, and then at 7 or 7:30 in the morning at evening. I remember watching it both times. Well, I did watch Rush Limbaugh for a while, but it was weird though because that 4 years whenever Bill Clinton was in office, the show was like red hot, and then whenever whenever George Bush got elected again, it was like, I lost interest. But the show was red hot for a little bit, in my opinion. I know people don't like it, and then I lost interest in the guy, you know what I mean? And then he just went back to his show was like, now Rush Limbaugh's show was pushed back like 4:30 in the morning. It used to be at like noontime and then at 7 or 7:30 in the evening. And that show got pushed back, but that was the show that got a double run. And they said like Rush Limbaugh's show got a double run too. That fog may lead to problems with a get symptoms. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Well, okay. Better for treatment. In good spirit. Oh, I'm glad I interact with Bobo. Maybe all from the go. Oh, cool. Oh, but Anthony Days. That's another community that's dead. They're like Bell Gap. I get. Oh, cool. I'm glad. Remnants of Q&A are still around. Yeah. Max had it. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But it was really weird after that, like talk show. I didn't want to watch daytime talk shows anymore. There was a time when I did, and then they had like Rachel Ray had a show that only lasted a while. That one girl and my dad really like Megan Mullally had a show only lasted like half a year. I know that one girl from the Cosby Show had a show only lasted a year. I could barely watch that show. That show sucked. I can't remember her name. Vanessa. I think a girl played Vanessa on the Cosby Show. And then she was on Bill Maher one time, but she seemed like a real bitch, though. Who just played Vanessa Cosby Show? I think that was her. But she had a talk show, too. It didn't last for. People were trying all these talk shows, and then it went. It's Tempest Bledsoe. Okay. Yeah, she had a talk show. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. See what I thought. I know Marsha Warfield. Marsha Warfield had a show that I remember seeing when I was in the Army. And there was like a thing where they come out, it was like a half-hour show, and they try to shoot a hoop. I thought that show was great. I mean, but it didn't only last like a year or so. I saw it while I was in the military. I mean, when I got home from the military, that was on. I didn't mind that. I look up Tempest Bledsoe. I mean, let's see what they thought of her talk. And I'll look up Marsha Warfield. Bledsoe. I don't know how to spell her name. Bledsoe. There it is. Actress Cosby Show. That was the girl playing Vanessa, I think her name was. Yep. I think she had a talk show, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think I was the one that had the talk show. Had to be her. Jenny? Well, who were all the cast members? Maybe it wasn't I thought it was her. Did she have a talk show? Let me look at the Cosby Show. I might be wrong. I could have sworn it was her, though. She had her own talk show, though. Keisha Knight, Rudy. No. I'm pretty sure it was Vanessa. Did she have a talk show? Let me look up her. Let me look at Tempest Bledsoe talk show. Okay, let's see what happens. But she did have a talk show last. It didn't last very long. It's on IMDb. Bledsoe. Let's look up talk show. I know she had a show. Maybe it was just called Vanessa. Or whatever it was. Okay. I know she had one. Let me look it up on I gotta find it. I know she had one. Okay, wait a second. Talk show. Okay, it was on. Oh, it's called the Tempest Blood Show. Okay. Yeah, it aired from 95, 96. It didn't do very well. Later take on another talk show. Okay. Same time, Ricky Lake. Yeah. How many episodes? It didn't last very long. Yeah, it failed. It failed to win viewers over and was canceled by June of 1996. So it only lasted a year, I think. See, let me look up. Okay, Tempest Blood Show. Tempest. I just want to see what IMDb thinks if it's on here. I was surprised Megan Mullally got canceled. Dad liked her. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 5.6. I didn't think the show was very good. I didn't like it. I tried to watch that and I didn't care for it. And then they had Sharon Osbourne had her show. And then that became I know Rosie O'Donnell had a show. I never watched that. Rosie O'Donnell's irritating as hell. Then Ellen DeGeneres had her show that lasted for a long time, became super, super popular. Then it got canceled. But everyone was trying to have a talk show. Daytime TV was kind of crazy. You know? I never watched. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lisa Pizza. Thank you, hon. That's so nice to say. I love that. That'll be the thumbnail. Well, no, I got another, but that's still nice. That's awesome. I love that comment. Let me screenshot that. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Here we go. But I thought it was interesting enough. Daytime talk show was everything. Rachel Ray had a show that lasted forever. Yeah. I never saw Morton Downey Jr. They didn't show that in my area. I know people talk. The first time I talked about him was he was just. I heard he was kind of a jerk and stuff. I remember he was on. I saw him the first time I really ever saw him was on WrestleMania 5, and I guess he was smoking Roddy Piper's face. He blew smoke in his face, and Roddy Piper hit him in the face with a. He turned on a fire extinguisher and extinguished the cigarette because they were like a big anti-smoking thing on WWE. Said, "Don't smoke, it's a joke." Like that. That was their big campaign when they were still being real family friendly. Hi, Lisa. What that residue? Oh, probably. I don't know. I spoke to a guy many years. That's cool. Gates says, "Aw, thank you." It was crazy. And I used to watch all the time, and then after a while, I just kind of got bored with it. But they had the band Guar was on. They had a shock rock. It was just weird because they had all this fighting in there, and then there was the shock rock episode with no fighting at all on the show. You know, and it was interesting though. It was just they had the band Guar on there, and then they had, like I said, one female Slimester Hyman, who was Daniel Stamp, who unfriended us on Facebook. And she was in the Guar documentary too. I mean, she still dresses up like her from time, you know. And there was an episode with her and her boyfriend getting in a fight because she used to go with Dave Brocky, you know. I always thought Slimester was Guar woman, but that was someone else. Well, they had the Jerry Springer fights right in the afternoon. I mean, in the early morning, like 10, 11 o'clock. Cause I remember I work swing shift. I start working at like back when I was working swing shift or mid shift from like 3 to 11. They used to have it on like 11 o'clock in the morning. I used to get up and watch the show or tape it, you know. But it was crazy. And then I mean, they stopped showing it. It was on like some of the other channels, like in the afternoon or stuff like that. But it's like I don't know, it just lost its flair after a while, you know. But it was on forever. And then TV Guide called it the worst show or the trashiest show on TV. Could usually, it's like they said, the trashiest sitcom was always Married with Children, and then the worst show, worst talk show, Jay Springer, and the worst show on TV was Jay Springer. But I remember watching the show. It's weird. On IMDb, got a 3.8, and Tempest Bledsoe got a 5.6. Like, ugh. Let me look up Will Schreiner's show, see what they said about that. Roseanne Barr had a show too, but I never watched it. But like I said, Will Schreiner. Oh, Rick Dees had a show too. I mean, Rick Dees had. My sister used to watch him. I never watched Rick Dees, though. My sister loved the show. But I didn't know that was the guy who did Disco Duck, one of my favorite songs when I was in second grade. Because it was like a couple of like cheesy novelty songs that were big hits. It was Disco Duck and King Tut, Steve Martin did back in the day. Let me hold on. Oh, you love those work hours? Then I switched to like work 13 hours. Wow. And I was switching like day shift from like 8 in the morning to like 6 at night. Oh my God, you work 13 hours in a cave. You'd be like Batgirl. You know? I think they were supposed to a Batgirl movie and they never did. Love the workout. That's cool, Anthony, my baby. Hope you're doing okay now. I know with did you get your surgery yet? Yeah. Wow. Well, I hope you get that thing fixed. You know, I know it has to be incredibly painful. I couldn't imagine because you said you've been pushing in. That just sounds horrible. You know, I'm sorry you're going through that, buddy. I'll probably be live for another maybe till like 7:55 and then at 8 o'clock. Anyone who wants to join over at 8 o'clock on my channel, I have a premiere of the Taco Bell Lux Cravings box. Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm glad. Had her own apartment. Yeah, she had her own apartment. Yeah, she did. But I mean, I liked, like, I mean, they were talking about the way Batman is now. No one ever talks about the Adam West Batman. And that was our Batman for I don't know how long. I grew up as a kid watching that show. Instead of kid, I love that show, you know. And I was allowed to watch it. And now people say it's just too cheesy or campy. I thought as a kid, I realized the camp factor now. As a kid, I didn't recognize that much. Just like with Flash Gordon, the movie Flash Gordon, I saw in 1980. I love that movie. I saw it for my birthday. And, you know, they didn't realize how campy it was. I didn't really realize till watching it years later. I love that movie, though. And I love the original Batman series, too. And it always drives me nuts when I talk to the Joker. They never mention Cesar Romero. Cesar Romero was a perfect Joker in there. And it proves the spirit of the Joker because he refused to shave his mustache. So they put makeup over the mustache. You know, that shows something that the Joker would do, and not like playing the whole thing, you know. And I did like did like Joker Foley Ado or whatever it's called with Lady. I liked that movie. Nowhere near as much as the original Joker, but I didn't think that sequel was that bad. I really didn't. Okay, yeah, because of congestion price. Yeah, be $9 toll. Wow, that's expensive. That gets expensive after a while. Uh what's your opinion on the show? The View? I don't really watch it. It's too it just became too political and stuff. I actually never really watched it that much. I think I maybe watched it a few times back when it wasn't so politically charged. I don't know if Barbara Walters would really like, because she's the one that created the show. I don't think she'd really be really happy with the way the show's gone. Maybe, I'm not sure, because it's more politically charged and stuff. Just like with Whoopi Goldberg saying that stuff about that deli, and I think there's, I don't know if they're suing. A lot of new people are really mad at Whoopi for going after that deli. They said they're really nice people, you know. But I think the show. I mean, I think I watched the view somewhat. I remember they used to have back in the day. They used to have. They'd have the Academy Awards, and then they have like an episode of The View or something like that. I liked it more when they had politically correct on. They had like Bill Maher doing like after hours at like a bar talking about the Academy Awards. That was interesting. But I haven't really watched The View in I don't know how long. You know, it's too politically charged. Um, and they have a show called The Talk that was on CBS, and that was just like a generic version of The View. You know? Yeah. I mean, at the time, I don't think Barbara Walters would agree with the way the show's gone. You know, it's too political now. You know, and I just usually headed upstate. Better drive. Oh, on highway, so I just take the. Oh, okay. Drive myself by myself. I keep an eye out for tweets. Oh, cool. I don't blame you. Um, I mean that's the way it was. I mean, I don't know. Will Schreiner's show. I thought. Well, here he had another show. Will Schreiner. Let me look up Will Schreiner because he had a talk show. I remember the Will Schreiner show and the talk show is different. Yeah, Rich Hall was on. Yeah. Whoa. What was he in? Crap. Where's it at? Actor. Okay, actor. Oh, he did a screenplay for Hoot. I didn't know that. That's different. Dream on. Oh wait, he didn't pass away, did he? He passed away? Huh. I can't remember Will Schreiner. I can't remember how I found out about the guy. He was a writer for all these shows. But I think he had a talk show. I'm trying to find out. Way back in the day, I know he did. It wasn't the Will Schreiner show either. Television. Oh, maybe with the television Inside and Out, maybe? I don't know. But he did have a TV show. Home front. I don't know. Will Schreiner have a talk show? I think he did. It wasn't a Will Schreiner show, it was something else. Have a talk show. I know I saw something a long time ago. Yeah, the Will Schreiner show, a nationally syndicated talk show in the 1980s. Okay. Celebrity guests, okay. Yeah, but this wasn't, okay, yeah, it was a Will Schreiner. Oh, there's an episode of it? Maybe it was in the 80s. I don't remember, though. Okay. I thought it was something different. There's an episode of it right here. This must have been a different show. It had to have been. Oh, maybe it was. Okay, I like the show. Okay, there's an episode of it right here. I might watch it. That's cool. It was Roseanne, Corey Haim, and John Hillerman. I remember why that was. I guess that was the show. I didn't know it was on that late. But I always liked Will Schreiber. I can't remember. Well, I think I liked his humor. He might have been on some show or something that I liked. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, there's some other show. I mean, like I wish I could have seen there was a show called well, Alan Thicke had a show. I never watched that. I always thought Alan Thicke was kind of boring. Yeah, yeah, it didn't. It went on that long. Yeah, yeah. Talk got canceled. Okay, that's to show you how much I've been keeping up with. Oh, Thin Red Line. Oh, I saw that in the theater. Yeah, I remember seeing like Saving Private Ryan in the theater. And then like next week, seeing that one. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, heights scare me. I'm afraid of heights. Yeah, we'll try to. Yeah, that wasn't that. Yeah, it didn't last very long. Yeah, I love the Stanley Mullen. How are ya? I love SCTV. And about it. Oh, I'll swim for a minute, but not the whole time. I don't want to give. Okay. Yeah, I like Stanley Mullen's good. How are ya? Steve Wilkos. Yeah, Steve Wilkos. All he did was yell at people, though. It's all right, though. I didn't know the talk got canceled, but I haven't been keeping up. They used to have what did they have? I remember they had a food talk show and they called it The Chew. It was like, oh my god, that's such a horrible title. I think I watched that a little bit, Bill, but it's such a silly title though. Here with those guys for a little bit by heck, yeah. They run from the police. Oh yeah, not too heavy traffic. Oh yeah, yeah. Sammy Marlin was great. I love that show on SCTV. That was really funny. It was a good show. Well, I'll probably be on for a few more minutes. I'm gonna do 53, and then log off. Cause I got, like I said, I got a live premiere coming up at 8 o'clock, and then we'll make something to eat. I'm kind of hungry. Yeah, you right? Yeah. Thank you. I'm trying to think other talk shows. I know, like they had some. I'm trying to think. So they had some real obscure one. I refuse to watch Rosie O'Donnell. My dad used to watch Rosie O'Donnell. I think she's so annoying. And then Rosie O'Donnell finally watched the stuff. She's, oh my god, I really that obnoxious. But I'm very proud. I like that girl that Christina. She's doing a show. She's been doing these comedy poll shows. She actually had Rosie O'Donnell on her show, so I give her props for that. I'm very proud of her having her on the show. I'm just not a big fan of her, so but she actually had her on the show. But I would never watch that. Roseanne Barr was on had a show. I never even watched that. I know they said she was a terror to work for. Same with Ellen DeGeneres, though. But I mean, everyone thought Ellen DeGeneres was really nice. Ooh, Judge Judy, yes. And People's Court. I remember there was a time when they had all these different court shows. They had People's Court, which was like a legitimate one with Judge Wapner on there, right? And this is before that lady that that attractive lady took over, Lily Guzman or whatever her name was. Very attractive lady. By Judge Wapner, they had the People's Court with Judge Wapner. They had a show called Divorce Court, and then parents were complaining. They were talking about like relationship and dirty talk, and their kids were watching. The show. And the Divorce Court was all scripted, and they had a show called The Judge, and the judge was super scripted, showing like shots of the judge looking all caring and concerned and stuff. That was way scripted. The People's Court at least more authentic, you know. And I remember like when I went to Rocket Fizz, either that or Howard Cat sent me that Judge Wapner had a Judge Wapner root beer at Rocket Fizz, which was really good. But I used to watch People's Court. I don't really watch that much anymore. I don't know if it's still on. I know Judge Judy's still on. I watched that some, and they had like Judge Mills Lane. That was on like 2 years. Steve Mathis, some other people too. Yeah, Judge Judy Schilling. Yeah, she's worth a lot of money though. You know. I mean, it's just weird how daytime TV went. I don't really watch a lot of stuff like that anymore, you know? I think they still have some of, I know Judge Judy's still on, and they have like the daytime talk shows. There was a great one called, oh, what was that show that had Craig Ferguson in it? What was the Craig Ferguson game show? I liked that show, and my dad was telling me about it, and I became a big fan of it. And they used to show it like late at night. Sometimes late at night they would show episodes of Judge Judy, like 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning. Let's see, Greg Ferguson. And what's his name? Greg. I don't know how to spell his name. What was that show that I don't know. What the hell was his name from? Oh, the Drew Carey show. Drew Carey. He had a talk show. It was weird. Oh, yeah, Drew. Okay. That guy had a game show, not Drew Carey, but, well, he had that, something, I think. Oh, there you go. I spelled his name wrong. Craig Ferguson, like I said, yeah. Talk show that didn't last. That I really liked, just for last, yeah. Where's his game show at? Lakes. Oh, they don't show his game show on there. Oh, whatever. He had a game. What was that game show? You guys remember? Oh, Judge Gwen, that would be fantastic. I would love to watch that. And Judge Gwen would be great. We should watch Judge. Oh, tonight. Oh, that's cool. What was Greg Ferguson? Craig Ferguson game show, and that'll probably just Craig Ferguson a game show. Just for laughs seems too fake, though. I mean, they all laugh. Everyone would laugh, and some of the jokes just weren't funny. No, it wasn't that. They show called The Hustler. I never watched that. Oh, Celebrity Name Game. That was what it was. I love that show. It's created by David Arquette and Courtney Cox. That had their production company. Yeah, Celebrity Name Game was great. I liked that show. Dad was telling me about it. It was that was a game show. It was really addicting. They have some other one that that one girl hosts. I don't care about too much. I like Meredith Vieira, but she hosts some show. I don't even. Yeah, it's not very good. I'm sure Celebrity Name Game got good at high mark. Yeah, I don't know how many. That was in 2014. That was I would love that 6.8. Yeah, it lasted like 3 years. That was a great show. With that Meredith Vieira, what was the Meredith Vieira? There's a Meredith Vieira game show that I never got into and I never really understood that much. It's right up there with that Dick Clark show, Winning Numbers, which didn't make any sense. I always thought Meredith Vieira was very attractive, though, for an older lady. Yeah, Vieira. Okay, Vieira talk show. Okay, talk show. Now, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, too. Okay. I might wrap it up. Not Meredith Vieira show. Let's let Meredith Vieira. Well, she had a talk show. I'm talking about her game show, though. Oh, 25 words or less. That was show. I didn't really care for that show. I was like, and I don't like Just for Laughs, too. I didn't care for it. Oh, I'm just imagining. Okay. Greg Miller. Okay, let me look up Canadian Game Show. Then I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. Well, I remember they had that thing on SCTV Where you can win like a thing of seat covers. Those vinyl seat covers. I remember that one. That was a great episode. Canadian talk shows. Game shows. Well, I remember they used to have that the game shows. They had like that movie that they used to have. Yeah, Canadian game shows. This Canadian game show. Let's see. Super Pay Cards with Art James. Okay, Super Pay Card with Art James. Canadian Jackpot. Huh. Talk about. Oh, that's crazy. That's pretty wicked. Hey, good night. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have my premiere. I'm gonna end up I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah. Really? That's something that actually happened on a Canadian game show. They drove in a car and told the contestants they were playing for a creative car. Like, oh my god, that's awesome. I'm gonna wrap it up, everybody. I have my premiere to go to in a few minutes, so come see me over there. I have a premiere of the Taco Bell's $7 Lux Cravings box. They changed the ingredients and what's inside it for 2025. Maybe to save money, but it is what it is. So, I mean, I want to thank everybody for joining. I really appreciate everybody in here, and thank you, Coda. Thank you, everybody. Hope you like this live stream, everybody. A live review of the Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action live docu-series review. So until next time, bye. Please take care, my Legion. And it's on Netflix right now. Only 2 episodes. I thought it'd be like 3 or 4. Only 2 episodes, and they're all not even an hour. The first one's 49 minutes. I think the second one's like anywhere from 45, 46, 47, 48 minutes. I can't remember. So I would like to. I give it a 10 out of 10 for the Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action. I talk about talk shows and all this other stuff. How daytime TV used to be. It's kind of crazy. So I'm try 57. So I hope you like this video, everybody. Till next time, please take care, my Legion. Good night. Take care, my Legion. Good night, everybody. Good night.